Hey everybody, this is Jeff Wilson, and I wanted to do a quick video on why I created this channel. I've been doing a lot of content recently, started a second channel for a lot of my thinking out loud types. It's literally called Jeff Wilson Thinking Out Loud, and I'm creating a third channel. Haven't officially created it yet for cards and stuff like that. You can literally see I just organized a lot of my cards there, and I don't want to get off track here, but because this isn't like the more kind of like your promo video that you can see at the main part of my channel, I kind of want this to look like a lot of the other videos I'm going to do. I used to really focus a lot on perfection and I have to have my exact this and this for all my channel stuff, and not to be honest with you, it set me back quite a bit. And 2020 and a few other things have as well. So I'll get a little vulnerable on this channel, but mostly on channel 2 is going to be like that. So I won't reference that all the time because I don't want to confuse people and constantly have them going from channel to channel. But anyway, I'm going to explain today a few things about why I created this channel. First, I'll just start with a little background. I mean, a few years ago, I started it because this is what I wanted to do long term. I just thought I would ideally have an entire, not a niche. I thought I would do like multiple things because that's who I am. I always thought that I would have like one channel long term, and you hear all this advice over and over and over again. Niche this, niche that. The 2015 range all the way to like 2023, 4 is niche this, niche that. Oh, don't niche down now. Micro niche, and it's like I just never felt right about it. I never felt right about it. And I really can truthfully tell you that I had a lot of inner conflict because of this. I was constantly wondering, am I on the right path? And eventually I would just get kind of burnt out. The only times I did videos consistently is short stints about my run coaching, which is going to be a part of this channel. I'll get to that in a second. But when I was paying off my student loans, that part I have no idea what I'm going to do with, because there's a lot of videos. Honestly, if any of you followed me or you know me personally and you're watching this, you may remember me posting on Facebook. Like I would share the video on Facebook and sometimes little clips on an Instagram post or something like that of me dancing when I paid off $2,012.04 or something. I was very vulnerable with that stuff. And so I don't really know what to do with that. I don't know how that works with the algorithm. YouTube's really awesome with how much you can do, but it's also really, the con is there's so much you can do, and if you don't do this for a living, then you don't do this for a living and you have no idea what the hell's going on. I've read some books, listened to a million videos, and it's honestly pretty annoying because there's just endless pieces of advice. And as cool as that may be, it's also a detraction when you have the perfectionism trap and this, that, and the other. So part one I want to mention is one of my first pillars is fitness. If you kind of look at my YouTube banner, I'll talk about fitness, strength, mindset, running. It's kind of the main things I'll be talking about from an umbrella perspective. With that said, one of the things I really want to make sure is said regularly on my channel is that fitness isn't the goal. And that's going to sound really abnormal and off and this, that, and the other, because I'll talk about fitness all the time and fitness goals and yada, yada, yada. But what I mean by that is think of it as like, I don't think like running the goal or certain times the goal. I don't think strength is just simply the goal. I don't think fitness is the goal. Losing weight, if that's something that you want to do, isn't even just the goal of what this channel is focused on. I will be able to help you do that, and you will find content that will help you do that. So I don't mean this to sound contradicting, but I am centering this channel around things that will help build the body to create the life that you want, as well as the life that's needed to achieve the other goals that I referenced. And that's going to probably honestly be the main pillar of almost everything I do. I didn't realize that for a long time. It probably has been, and I unknowingly, just naturally who I am, the clients that I've kept over the years and this, that, and the other. So that's the number one thing. I want to help people build the body. It could be they might be runners and they want to qualify for Boston, but you have to build the right body. You have to build the right system around yourself to be able to do that. It's not just about performance, no matter how fast you are. I promise you, it's not just about performance. Especially, you've probably heard the adage, running is 90% mental. Well, if that doesn't explain it, I don't know what does. Next part, everything is connected. So I kind of insinuated this, but running, strength, mindset, recovery, nutrition, your family, this, that, and the other. And although there's certain topics that I won't dive into too much whilst on this channel, this will be a big one that I do, or at least I'll like kind of reference that it's all interconnected. And I'm a big counseling guy, big spiritual guy, and not religion, by the way, but everything kind of impacts each other. So I'll try to use as few absolutes as possible, while also having an absolute type verbiage at times to actually make a point, and that's not contradicting, and I will do my best not to do so as much as possible. And it's hard to, I give one of my friends and I, David, if you're watching this, love you, we have joked about Andrew Huberman. He has loved listening to him, and I think he's great. I think he's very helpful for a lot of reasons. He's very smart, articulate. He's done a lot of good things, way more positive, net positive than negative. But one day I just got pissed off I was watching his videos, listening to his podcast for a long time, and I was like looking to his stuff for a lot of stuff, especially on dopamine, and I mean that's all he fucking talks about now, excuse my language. But his biggest thing on coffee, like, I understand sometimes people make content and you kind of evolve as you go, and something you believe 2 years ago doesn't necessarily fit your mold, but he doesn't really say that very often. And a lot of his coffee advice is so contradicting. You shouldn't have more than this, but it's actually kind of healthy. And it's like, well, you really do. Coffee's going to ruin your dopamine system. It's just like, it's almost like it's trying to like fetch the next batch of salmon, and it's like, I just don't like that. I'm going to do my best not to have this channel surround that. But with that said, I will reference how much everything is interconnected pretty regularly. Part 3. So what can you expect? I'll just kind of outline this in case, and I'll put this in hopefully the description at some point. I'm going to talk about running, strength, health, and wellness. I could maybe even say that kind of generally speaking, but I know if you talk about run performance, that may sound a little bit here and there. Longevity is going to be a big one. With that, behavior change, which I kind of insinuated in the first point. Consistency. If you haven't listened or read any of my things, you will see or read, or just listen, I should say, hear me say stuff about consistency being king. It is the most important factor for any type of success. So we'll talk about that quite a bit. Coaching lessons, things I've learned from just coaching other people, stuff from all my running injuries, mindset stuff that I've dealt with. Just a smorgasbord of things, not so that it's confusing, but that's that it all interconnects, and you'll have different playlists, you'll have different places to pull from. I want it to be really a one-stop shop to become the healthiest version of yourself. And when there's something that I'm not going to focus on or like have a niche or be an expert on or something like that, I'll try to tell you channels to go to, and people, if you live in Colorado Springs where I live, or even Colorado, I'll try to refer people, feel free to reach out. So I'm just not a very gimmicky kind of guy, so I really want to get nailed down in these topics, but at the same time make it fun too. Like right now I'm not really showcasing my personality that much, but I really want to create a system that lasts, both on YouTube and kind of metaphorically show you how to do that with yourself and your body. As I believe, being in the Western world, in America, I believe we have just a terrible, terrible view on age and just the way we talk about stuff. And like, I'll be 40 next June. Right now it's like July 5th today. June 12th of next year will be my 40th birthday, and it's like I have some of my fears and doubts of this, that, and the other, but looking at all the paradigms that I've had to like shift from, break, snap, whatever, because of all the social dynamics and the wirings and all the stuff that people tell you, like, oh, you're 32 and now you're past your prime and stuff. It's like, holy crap, like we have a really massive fucking problem in our country and in our world. Like, we have just a massive problem. We have literally almost everything at our disposal, and we're talking about 40 being like you're on your way down. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. I can't handle it. So anyway, part 4, last thing I'm going to mention is philosophy. So just kind of roping it all in, this channel is really just a place to help runners people, especially men, not taking away from women at all, but we'll just say active adults, to build the body and then the life that's needed for that body, and vice versa. You can look at that however you want, judge me if you need to, but the life that you want to live. If you come here and you're like, I want to learn how to lose weight, well, there's a life that you have to live in order for that weight to be lost and then consistently stay. And consistently stay in that place too. There's a lot of fad diets and this stuff I mentioned a minute ago. I'm not into gimmicks. I hate that crap. And I want to be a place, because there are other people out there, some coaches and some organizations or just companies and stuff that do a great job. It's people that I've learned from. I won't be the only person selling this, but I want to be one of those people. I don't care if I make it huge. And I really, truthfully, I mean, it's like I want to reach people, but when I say huge, I'm not looking to like be this influencer. I don't want my life to change because I have like millions of followers, and I can't, I have to like now share differently because I don't want people to know where I live or something. I mean, it's like, I guess if that's what God wants me to do, I guess that's what God wants me to do, but I kind of doubt it. So with that said, pretty down to earth person, somebody you can always talk to. I have a Calendly. I'll probably start putting that in all my descriptions, so people can always reach out. Not just to chat, but sometimes that's what somebody needs, just to kind of get the ball rolling. You know, at the end of the day, I feel like I was put in this earth to be an influence, ironically, and just be like a good guide for a lot of people that are struggling. And I probably should have said that in the beginning. I'll maybe remake this video or do it again at some point. But I really want to help people that are struggling to really find the way, especially through all the muck and all the crap out there, as well as all the good stuff. There's just so many things, and I want to curate a channel that just makes it simple for you. So I hope this is what you're looking for. And if it is, like, subscribe, follow the journey. I'll be very authentic, like I mentioned earlier, and I'm going to share a lot of my own personal stories, a lot of client testimonials, and many other things to show that you are not alone. And life can be pretty hard, as opportunistic and wonderful as so many things are in today's world, and just how like beautiful it can be. At the same time, it's really fucking tough. So I just want to help people live a better life. So there you have it. Again, my name is Jeff Wilson. If you did get this far, kudos to you, and see you on the other side. Cheers.